xaflad si ballaaran loo soo agaasimay ka soo qayb galeen boqolaal Soomaali ajaanib ah laguna daahfurayay olaha tartanka Anisa Liban oo ah gabar Soomaaliyeed ayaa ka qabsoontay magaalada Columbus ee gobolka Ohio. Anisa Liban oo haatan ah madaxweyne ku xigeenka waxbarashada iskuulada Westerville ayaa mar kale u taagan qabashada xilkaas oo ay soo haysay muddo sanad ku dhow. kahor inta aysan noqon madaxweyne ku xigeenka nidaamka waxbarashada iskuulada Westerville, Aniso waxay ka mid noqotay xubnaha guddiga waxbarashada iskuulada degmada Westerville oo ay ka mid noqoshadeeda u suurta gashay kadib markii loo magacaabay buuxinta boos ay banaysay haweeney ka mid ahayd guddiga waxbarashada iskuulada Westerville. muddo yar kadib waxay u tartantay kursiga madaxweyne ku xigeenka Westerville Schools oo muddaxileedkiisu yahay 4 sano taas oo muujinaysay dadaalka Anisa kalsoonida iyo rabitaanka dadka codka iska leh iyo in ay tahay shakhsi ku haboon shaqadan. qaar ka mid ah dadkii ka hadlay madasha oo ay ka mid ahaayeen mudanayaal ka tirsan golaha sharci dejinta gobolka Ohio, dad xilal kala duwan ka haya gobolka iyo degmada Westerville, kuwa haatan ku jira tartamo kala duwan, waxgarad waalidiin iyo dhalinyaro ayaa isku raacay in Anisa Liban ay tahay qof mudan qabashada xilkan maadaama ay tahay shakhsi bulshada u shaqeynaysa muddo aad u dheer. waxaana la xusay in Anisa oo ah hooyo da'yar ay u taagan tahay qabashada xilkan oo aan ahayn howl sahlan. qabashada ama u tartamidda kursigan shuruudihiisa ayaa waxa kamid ah in laga doonayo qofka u tartamaya inuu marka hore yahay xubin ka tirsan guddiga waxbarashada iskuulada Westerville, taasna ay u sahlayso Anisa tartankan inay ka qayb gasho guulna ka gaarto. Anisa ayaa ka soo shaqeysay golaha deegaanka magaalada Columbus ee City Councilka aqalka sare ee gobolka Ohio, isla markaasna ka soo noqotay u qaabilsanaha xiriirka dawladda ee hay'adaha muslimiinta ee Mareykanka. waxaana goobta laga sheegay in waalid kasta oo caruurtiisa aadaan iskuulada Westerville ay muhiim u tahay in codkooda ay ku taageeraan Anisa oo ballan qaaday in ay ka shaqeyn doonto danaha iyo daryeelka ubadkooda.
So my name is Ahmed. I'm here with the team for Anisa for All. And thank you guys, first of all, for coming here today. I know it's a busy weekend. There's a lot of events happening in the city, but we really appreciate your attendance today. Today's Anisa Liban's campaign kickoff. Can we get a round of applause for that? All right. So, as you guys know, Anisa Liban is not only on the Westerville City School Board, she is actually the vice president currently right now. And all of us here want to keep Anisa Liban. We want to have her there. We want to support her. And there's many ways that you guys can do that tonight, not only by contributing a donation, signing up to volunteer, and just supporting by spreading the message and sharing with friends and family. So take a lot of pictures today, share on social media, hashtag Anisa for All. I'm not your host today. I'm just here kind of welcoming everyone. Quick house rules. The bathrooms are over here on our left-hand side or right-hand side for you. And we were going to have our wonderful host, Faiza. If you can give her a round of applause. So she'll be our host for tonight. Before we get started, I'm going to have Sheikh Khorset come to the front and start with an opening prayer and Quran recitation, and then we will begin with the program shortly. So everyone welcome Sheikh Khorset to the front.
I just want to say I was looking after my wife who is in the hospital right now. And when Anisa called me, really, I said I will be there because I believe the cause Sister Anisa represents. I believe her, and that's why I'm here. And one of the books I'm reading now is called Muhammad, the Prophet of Our Time by Sister Karen Armstrong, who's coming from a Western Catholic Christian tradition. One of the things she said is, the difference between faith and belief is that faith is when you trust your belief. When your belief says stand up for a cause, you stand up. When your belief says reach deep in your pocket and lend a loving hand, donate, you donate. And when your belief says help, you help. So I believe the work Sister Anisa represents. I worked with her on many fronts, social issues, youth programs, community programs. We need her to stay there. Please support her. Reach deep in your pocket and donate. Thank you very much.
My name is Faiza Ali. I'm a proud mom, a public health advocate, and somebody who's spent their last decade on community health efforts, from refugee camps to boardrooms to community centers. But tonight, I'm here as somebody who believes in the power of people and in one woman that's always shown up for others, Anisa Liban. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to ground us. Look amongst you. Look around this room. You'll see parents, teachers, religious leaders, representatives, and people of influence. Also students, and that's what we're here to represent. But one of the things that I wanted to really emphasize, and I'll tell you a personal story, is almost a decade. I came from Columbus to DC looking for support to fundraise for maternity hospitals in East Africa. Actually, Sheikh Horsaid was a speaker at that event, so thank you so much for supporting us. I didn't know much people here, but then I met Anisa. She was a college student, bright, young, energetic, but really plugged into this community. She didn't hesitate. She started calling people, texting, setting up meetings immediately. Even though I was a visitor, I felt like I belonged. And that's who she is. Before she held a title, Anisa was already building bridges. So, and as you know, she's not new to this, but she's true to this, right? Since high school and college, she's been showing up, not for applause, but because it's in her DNA to care. She cares, she advocates, and she's here to lead. Today, she serves as Vice President of the Westerville City School Board of Education and the first woman to serve on a school board, not a first woman, first Somali woman to serve as the school board in all of Ohio. So tonight, let's begin this evening with somebody who represents strong leadership in action. Please welcome State Representative Beryl Brown Pickle Antonio.
Thank you so much. It is incredible to see such a packed room, but not surprising to see such a packed room. I had the opportunity to meet Anisa when she was still a college student. She was participating in a program that the John Glenn College puts together for college-age women who are interested in serving in leadership roles, whether that be elected or any other type of service. It's called the New Leadership Program. And it's a week-long program where speakers come in and provide advice and try to help build skills, networking skills. The program, so the students come from all over Ohio, the women come from all over Ohio, stay on the campus for a week, and the program ends with a reception where other elected officials are invited, and the young women participating in the program get to test out their networking skills by navigating through a room of elected officials that they've never met before and introducing themselves, making connections, and then hopefully following up with those people that they met at the event. Anisa and I were talking this morning, and I think I believe that I met her in the week that she was in the program, and then met her again because she did take in all of the things that she learned and followed up and networked. And I then had the opportunity to serve with Anisa on the Power Commission, which is the board that oversees the programming. So it's been, for me, it's been just an honor to get to watch her learn and develop and figure out the ways that she can serve her community.
Next person I want to welcome is a longtime leader and Westerville business owner who continues to champion civic engagement across our region, Abdursaq Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm really so grateful to be here tonight. More than anything else, I want to thank everyone who is here tonight, knowing, taking time out of their busy schedules. I know it's on a Sunday evening, and a lot of you have so many other commitments to do, but you chose to be here tonight in support of Anisa. Anisa is not only the Vice President for Westerville Schools Board of Education, but she's a leader who has proven again and again to be an advocate for those ones that are in need. Anisa, like Faisa said, she is the first Somali, elected in the state of Ohio school board. So it's absolutely an honor for me to be here tonight and give my full support and ask everyone else here who is here tonight also show their support and give their support to Anisa and those other folks that truly care about our kids. Anisa, one thing I know about her, she's not afraid to speak about the truth. Whether that's at the state house or in a school board meetings. Anisa, she does all of that with grace, humility, and also respect to everyone's voice in the community. What I know about Anisa, she listens, she both preaches, but also at the same time, she shows up not only when it's easy, but also at times when it's difficult.
Bring in and welcome somebody who is close to me. Seyruk is not just a proud parent, she is a community connector, advocate, and is for equity in our schools. Please give a warm welcome to Seyruk Bashir.
Good evening, and Assalamu alaikum. As she mentioned, my name is Seyruk Bashir. I am a proud mother of a first grade student that attends Westerville City Schools, McVeigh Elementary to be exact. Like many of you, I choose Westerville for its strong academics, inclusive culture, and community to every child's success. That's why I'm proud to support Anisa for re-election. With nearly half of our students being of people of color, of minorities, Anisa is the only POC, person of color, that is currently on the chair. That, I know. She brings not only her lived experiences, but also a long record of advocacy, listening, and action. She asks the right questions. She stands for what matters. And she never forgets who she's serving, our children. I trust Anisa's leadership, her values, and her deep commitment to every student in our district. And that's why I'm voting for her. And you should too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seyruk. That was such beautiful words, and it means a lot to Anisa to hear from a parent. I want to welcome someone who has been working every day to shape the young minds and create inclusive classrooms. Please welcome Carol Hanley.
Hello, my name is Carol Hanley. I am a second grade teacher at Faust Elementary. I am a product of Westerville Schools, and I raised my sons in Westerville. I met Anisa this past spring when she came to read to my class, and I was just in awe of how she connected with my students. Then when we had some questions, Anisa was wide open to answering any of our questions that we had and came back and visited again. I have found Anisa to be open and willing to share and willing to listen, which is so very important as a school board member. She's willing to take teachers into account, but most importantly, she is an advocate for all of our students. Every single one of our students, I feel her caring every time I see her. So I reached out to Anisa earlier this summer and said, hey, I want to help, put me to work, let me do what I can do to help you out. So Anisa has my full support, and I hope she has yours too.
Thank you so much. Can we give it up to teachers? Teachers do such a great job in our community. So please, another round of applause. Next up, she's worked along Anisa and knows firsthand what compassionate leadership looks like. Please welcome Louise Ballantyne.
Welcome, everyone. It is so great to see so many people out in support of Anisa. When I first had coffee with Anisa, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was just enamored with her energy and her passion and her spirit for everything she does. And I actually left that coffee and called a colleague of mine and said, we either need to find a way to hire her or we got to get her elected to something because she's amazing. So little did I know that there would be an opening on the school board less than a year later, and when Anisa's name came through and we were able to interview her out of more than 25 applicants, when she came to interview, I had no doubt she was going to blow everybody on that board away, and she did, and I am so thrilled to get to serve with her now. Her experience and her cultural background is something that we desperately need on our school board. In a time when phrases like, diversity and inclusion are trying to be portrayed as dirty words, they are not. We need diversity, we need the inclusion, we need her experience and we need her insights because we all come with something different to the table and she brings truly something unique to this position. I am so thrilled to be able to serve alongside her, to help her in her campaign, and I look forward to having her with us for another 4 years when she gets elected in November. So please do whatever you can, whether that's a couple bucks here or there, going out to knock on doors for her, or simply telling all your friends to vote for her because she is in it for the right reasons. She is here for the kids. She puts in the work. I see how much she puts in the work. So Anisa, we are here for you. Let's go. Let's get them.
Thank you so much, Louise. As you can see, somebody who is actually on the school board endorsing her, that is a telling and a testament to the power and the influence that Anisa has. Next up, we have a fierce voice for education and public service. Please welcome Council Member David Grimes.
Look at this crowd. This is not a campaign. Anisa is building a movement. This room is that movement. I think you've heard kind of notes of it from every speaker. We are going through a time right now, and Anisa stepped up right when we needed her. Locally in Westerville, we were going through the tumultuous argument of LifeWise. Her very first meeting after being appointed, the school board had 300, 400 people in the room, varying opinions on the matter, and Anisa handled it with grace. She handled personal attacks with grace. She handled the situation with grace. She was exactly the person we needed to step in and help get us through that last step of that challenge. And then, coming into November, she worked very hard with our other school board members in the committee to make sure we got a levy passed. That failed, but she again handled it with grace and still got out there and talked about what our students need, talked about what we need from the state, and got right back up hand in hand with the educators and other members of the public. Again, she was that person that we needed. And now with the attacks in the state budget, Anisa has gone down to the State House and continued to remind our GOP lawmakers exactly what our students need, what students of Ohio, what students of Westerville, and everywhere else needs. Anisa was the person for the time.
Next up, then, we have a beloved elder and pillar in our community, Abdulqadir Timachalaa.
aad baan idin salaamayaa dhammaan dadka ka soo qayb gala meeshan aad baan ugu faraxsanahay inaan sida u soo buuxino hoolka aad bay sharaf iyo karaamo iigu tahay galabta inaan halkan soo istaago gabar yar halkan ku kortay halkan wax ku baratay iskuulka uga baxday xijaaban hooyo ah may gaadhay ilaa iyo meesha ugu sareysay inaan galabta dhisayno sharaf bay ii tahay mas-uuliyaddii ayada laga rabay soo kamay soo bixin tani way midda laynaga rabaa Anisa waa inaan dhisnaa waa inaan dhaqaale ku taageernaa waa inaan ra'yiga ku taageernaa waa inaan u ducaynaa waa inaan u codaynaa ilaa aan kursiga ku ogaano ma isku raacsanahay Anisa annaga u baahan ayadu noo baahan ayadu way shaqaysan kartaa shaqo soo ma heli karto awalba sooma shaqaynayn annagaa u baahan carruurteenna u baahan gabdhaheenna u baahan wiilasheenna u baahan inay ku daydaan baan rabnaa dadka soomaalida oo dhan mid baan u sheegaya af soomaali baan ku sheegaya ereyga ingiriis ku sheegi mayo cid kastoo soomaaliya oo han siyaasadeed hayo kursiga board of education westerville columbus ohio Anisa noogu sharaxan walaalow kursi kale raadso walaalow mid kale raadso walaalay mid kale raadso waa ku dhisaynaa adigana ma khalad baa qof kasta oo soomaaliya kursi soo taabso waa kugu dhisaynaa kaaga kuraastu waa badan tahay waa naga badan tahay waxaan rabnaa Anisa inaan u kala harin anigu horey baan u endorsi gareeyay caawa qof sheegan kara inuu ila soo hadlay soo tashkiiliyay Anisa nala dhisiire ma jiro that's my own decision horaan u endorsi gareeyay ilaa iyo last day-gaan la shaqaynaya waa taageerayaa waa u ducaynaynaa waa soo saaraynaa Anisa mid baan leeyahay Anisa don't be hesitated don't afraid you will make it we will support you we will make you winning inshallah meel ka weyn oo ku geynaynaa inshallah waa ku taageeraynaa waa lagu dhisayaa soo ma dhisnaa Anisa aniguna waa dhisayaa wabillahi tawfiiq.
Okay, so in our Somali community, we have this word called gul. Gul means victory. So whenever I say Anisa, you all say gul, right? Okay. Anisa. 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 Okay, thank you so much. All right. Our next person is representing parents, power, and purpose. Give it up for Abshira Dahir.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abshira Dahir. I'm a proud graduate of Westerville City Schools. Go Warriors. And I'm also a parent who resides in the district, and I serve on the Franklin County Democratic Executive Committee. I stand before you today. So I'm here today to proudly support the re-election of Vice President Anisa Liban. Anisa is a dedicated leader. Anisa is a dedicated leader. She shows up, she listens, and she fights for our community. She listens and she knows what's right for our community, I should say, especially for those who are too often left behind. Let's re-elect Anisa Liban and build a future where every student, every teacher, and every family feels safe, seen, and heard. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those powerful words, Abshira. Next up, we have Peg Wattens. She is the Delaware Democratic Party Chair. So please welcome her.
Thank you all so much for coming here tonight. I don't think I'm going to be as eloquent as other folks, but I'm going to be very practical. I believe everyone in this room supports Anisa. She is an absolutely fantastic candidate. We need to keep her on Westerville City School Board. And you will support her with your financial support. You'll support her by volunteering, but you also need to support her by voting. I want to encourage all of you to check your voting record now. You can check now through the beginning of October. After the beginning of October, you cannot make changes to your voting record and still be able to vote in November. So this is very important. If you have moved, if you've changed your name, if you're just not sure. I am also on the Delaware County Board of Elections, so we are very friendly. Come in and check your information there, or check with people that you know in the Westerville Progressive Alliance. We work closely with them and with the Franklin County Board of Elections. So any of us are happy to help people. We want to be able to count people's votes. We don't want you to not get your vote counted because you've moved or you haven't updated your address or your name or any information that we need for you to be able to vote and have your vote count. So
next up, we have the president of the Somali Community Association of Ohio and a Westerville parent, Hassan Omar.
I live in Westerville, and I've been living in Westerville for the last 24 years. I have a special appreciation to Westerville. All my kids graduated the same high school, Westerville South, 6 of them. And I always see Westerville as a great example of the state of Ohio. And because of the safety, the education, and community. In addition to that, I've been known Anisa since she was a child. We have a Somali community center. We established it in 2000. She was one of the first, I don't say that, maybe a second group that been taking the after-school program. So I have provided to her after-school program while she was a child. And I've been known her mother, her brothers, and her sisters. She was a rising star. And she was a wonderful person who always confronts when she has an issue. She was the one who's ready always to support her brothers and sisters. And also I saw when she was working in the city of Columbus as a legislative assistant, the state legislative assistant. So Anisa is a great example for our community. Not only the Somali community, but the Westerville community. I saw her when she was helping the kids in the school, in classrooms, supporting the teachers, speaking into the community, advocating to improve the quality education of our kids. So Anisa is a great example. I remember, I'm the one of the African Commission, the state of Ohio. And one time she was applying a job, and everybody was listening to her presentation. It was amazing. You couldn't even imagine it, how this young lady, even though she's too short, but how long her ideas are tall. So I have always supported young people. I always support anybody who have an inspiration and willing to participate, whether it's the election, whether it's the education, whether it's the community advocacy. So I would say that Anisa is a great example for many, many young people, and you have to look up to her. She is a role model for the young people who live in Columbus. We know we came as a refugee, we came here as an immigrant. Today we have 1,000 and 1,000 Somalis being educated, graduated universities, colleges. We have lawyers, we have doctors. We have a business community. And we are expecting more people to actually join this the years to come.
Every single person's voice counts in this room. And if we don't band together and make sure that we vote for Anisa, we may not see representation. We may not see the person who has been really, really, really caring about our community and making sure that our kids are front and center. Speaking of voting, we have proven in Ohio that we have voted for this person before. We have voted for integrity, representation, and advocacy. This person needs no introduction because we all supported her. Please, please, please put your hands together and Usama and Sa'ava. Sorry, I'm a Somali, so say wallahi. Please clap for State Representative Munira Abdullahi.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Wow, I'm just looking at this room and it's just so beautiful. This is a testament of Anisa and just how deeply embedded in this community she is and how compassionate that she is. I remember meeting Anisa actually in, gosh, was it high school? I think it was high school. And I remember her talking about the amount of initiatives and projects she was working on. I didn't even think a high schooler could do that stuff. I was so shocked. I was like, how did you figure all this out? She was working on water projects. She started her own nonprofit. And it was just so amazing. I was immediately inspired. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I was also working on a nonprofit, but it was not at that level. I was so shocked. And since then, kept an eye on Anisa. And I've seen her grow and put herself in different positions and situations and really put herself on the line for community and for service. And that is the kind of person that we want in this space, right? We want someone who has integrity, who has passion, who cares. and who puts themselves before the people, who puts the people before themselves. That was the wrong, my bad, ignore that. What that? It was a Somali Global Awards last night, you know what I'm saying? But who puts the community first? I look at Anisa sometimes and I wonder, do we have the same hours in the day? She's doing so many things. I go to a community event, Anisa's been there already. She came, she's leaving, right? She's already been there. I go work on a community initiative, they're like, okay, Anisa's already helping us. She's been helping us for the last couple months. Literally every part of this community and beyond, Anisa's there. Despite everything that she has to do for herself, despite becoming a new mom, that even hasn't slowed her down. In fact, she's got more passion to do more work and to make an impact and change this world for the better. And with the world that we're living in today, we need that desperately. We need that desperately. In a world that demonizes diversity, right? Look at this room, it's beautiful. That demonizes inclusion, that demonizes everyone that's different, that demonizes education. And everyone else that isn't the status quo or a billionaire, right? We need fighters like Anisa. We need fighters like Anisa and also the other elected officials in the room. Let's give them a round of applause. We need fighters like them who are fighting against what is happening. Because there is so much happening. And not only do we need fighters like them, we need fighters like you all. Because everyone in this community is involved and is impacted. Everything that's happening is affecting every single one of you. There's a beautiful saying, I love it, I love saying it all the time. It's whether or not you're interested in politics, politics is interested in you. Whether or not you do politics, politics is gonna do you. And so we need to get involved and we need to support leaders like Anisa. I remember Anisa's first, I think Councilman David mentioned this, her first week or so in the seat, she was harassed. They were prejudiced against her. Immediately she faced the struggles that we imagine, but we don't all experience it, right? We don't put ourselves in that position, some of us. But she went into that space and immediately was attacked, and she handled it with grace. Way better than I could have handled it. She handled it with grace, and she went through, and she got through, because she knows what's at stake. But it's not easy to do that. It takes a toll, whether you see it or not. But what helps in that process is community members like you all that help leaders stay in those spaces, that protect them, that promote them, that donate, volunteer, and vote. And again, donate, right? I want to see phones start coming out, guys. Come on. The QR codes are around you, right? If there's not, can we get volunteers? I see some tables empty. Can we bring those QR codes around? Because your money makes a difference. Because she's doing the hard work of taking these attacks and fighting for our children and our communities. The least we can do is support her with our money, right? The least we can do is volunteer. And the least we can do is vote.
And so this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Please rise to your feet and welcome Anisa Liban.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate all of you. And I just want to say, don't want to get emotional. Because I've been having a lot of important conversations. Today. Earlier at the park, I had a conversation with someone that I care about. Earlier in the hallway, I had a conversation with someone who shared a personal struggle with me, with their child. I had a mother who had to leave early, who got very choked up because she verbatim had shared she is not used to seeing so much love for a woman that looks like me. So I want to thank you all so much because we're all here not to just support me, but to support what each speaker here has spoken about. First, I'd be remiss to not give it up to Faiz Ali, our incredible MC. Thank you so much. I want to thank our incredible host committee who are here with us. So thank you all so much for your guidance and your support and your contributions, but more importantly for your love. I want to thank our educators who have spoken today, our parents who took time to be here, our friends who may not be able to vote because of these ridiculous policies at a federal level that are still here to support me today. And that's what I'm getting choked up about. And that's why I'm in this seat. Because I really believe that regardless of your identity, your background, your lived experiences, we all deserve to have a voice on what our children experience in the school day. That impact is important. My journey to the school board was not traditional. I was appointed. So this race is really, it's a lot. I recognize that it'll be a learning curve, but I'm so open to all the challenges ahead of me. There's been a lot of miscommunication and misinformation in the community, right? But I'm just so proud that we're able to pack a room today. I mean, look to your neighbors. We're literally all here, different races, identities, genders, religions, because we all know that representation matters. So thank you so, so much. This is not a moment for our community to divide one another. We're here to stand together. I want to kind of shift the conversation because I really would be remiss to not open up with just acknowledging that. So thank you all so much. So now on to a lighter mood, right? I'm just so proud of everyone who came on the podium today to speak, from our incredible, amazing leader, Rep. Burl Pickle-Antonio, who had to leave, Representative Munira Abdullahi, different school board members here. We have Kelly and Dion, we have David. I mean, so many amazing leaders throughout Westerville, and grassroots local leaders as well. We have nonprofit leaders here. Hi, Dorothy, who also ran. And we have Miss Nadia as well, Rasul, who inshallah will also be elected this fall. And so it's important for me to always give back, and I've done that from a nonprofit perspective. But as a mom, my little one is here. I see other littles here as well. Really, I'm thinking about the future of this district. This video does not summarize what I want to do and what I will do if I'm elected. As a mom, it's incredibly important to me that every single parent understands what policies are being discussed. If I'm given the opportunity to serve and to continue my role as vice president, I really want to think outside of the box and mobilize. Imagine if this entire room showed up to all of our Monday meetings. Like, that would be amazing, into City Hall and, you know, to the State House. We could do so much together. And that's why I'm in this for the long run, right? Because I know today is just the first step of many that we will take together in shaping the future of our children and their children and their children. And so thank you all so much for being here. I also want to say that those of us who are able to vote in the fall, please, please, please be engaged. Tap in, mobilize, grab your neighbors, attend our Delaware County meetings if you live in that part of the end of the district, attend the Franklin County Democratic Party meetings. There are young Dems here as well who need your help in mobilizing other community members, right? I will not win this fall if we're not working together to help one another. And so with that, please, as was mentioned, this is a fundraiser tonight, and I need every penny that possible to make sure that I keep this seat. So please take a look at your cards and make a generous contribution. And can we just give a round of applause to all the generous donors who have donated? I mean, there are people here who have donated, I kid you not, $5,000, like in one go, $2,000, $1,000, because they believe so much in this movement that we are doing, right? And so thank you all so much, to my family and to my friends and to new faces that are here today, because they felt like they wanted to come out and hear about Anisa Liban's story. I also just want to share that, you know, I'm a proud product of public schools. While I did not graduate from this incredible district, I am someone who benefited from EL, programs when I was a kid. I benefited from tutoring services. I benefited from free transportation, right? All these amazing things that our students get regardless of their background. And that's what our public school systems are for. And there are people literally right now that think that our kids don't deserve that. And that is ridiculous to me. And so, as what was mentioned earlier, I will continue to go to the State House, submit my testimony, and fight for you all. Not just because I'm doing it as a vice president, but because I know that so many others like you may not be able to do that. You may not have the bandwidth or capacity, right? And so we need leaders that look like me to meet these lawmakers, and I assure you that I will do that. I also want to just briefly recap my priorities for the district. The first is to really strengthen the communication between stakeholders and the board, right? We have business owners, like many of you here today, that live and work in the district, that want to contribute but may not know how, and your voices and your inputs matter. Like right now, we are getting ready to roll or get information out about a levy that we will decide on very soon, and your input matters to me. I also want to make sure that we are thinking about how students succeed from preschool to 12th grade. We have an amazing early learning center, and I want to make sure that those families also don't feel left out of important decisions that we are making on the board. Mine will be at the preschool before I know it. And I also want to make sure that we are creating safe, fair, inclusive learning environments. And I'm not going to shy away from that, because DEI matters. What you are and who you are matters. And there is so much division in this country, and being the only Black woman on that board, I do not take that role lightly at all, because I know when I'm up there, I'm standing up for the Latino community, for members of our Arab community, our African American community, and so forth, right? People with all sorts of backgrounds and identities. And so please help keep me in my seat. But also educate yourselves on the other races that are happening locally, because there are really great people that are also at risk of losing their seats. And new people that have not had an opportunity to ever be elected like me that are deserving. And so please do that civic education. But with that being said, thank you all so much for being here today. I am so honored and so lucky to be a part of this community. When they tell you that the data doesn't support the decisions that we're making, clearly that's not the case, right? We're just not reaching out to those communities creatively. And so we need people like me that are in that position and have the ability to immerse themselves in these beautiful communities, a chance to lead with purpose. So with that being said, thank you all so much. And I just want to give a huge shout out to the incredible volunteers. There are young students here. There's an 8-year-old volunteering, a high school graduate, literally, right? So it's important for me as we continue this movement that I'm also tapping into those young students, because I want them to genuinely be inspired and lead and take the torch when it's time. So again, thank you all so much for being here.
Anisa, you're not leaving yet. You see your people, right? So again, we're gonna chant. Whenever I say Anisa, you say Gul, okay? Anisa, Anisa, Anisa. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. So thank you so much for everyone attending tonight. You can see the support. You can see that we need Anisa tonight, and we need Anisa on our school board. So here's how you can take action. I know everybody got a pocketbook, everybody got a wallet, everybody got a purse. Please take out whatever you can and donate. Donate to this young woman. She really needs our support. She is competing with people who have businesses, who are millionaires, who have the power and the influence to get money. But our community can do better, right? So please donate. Donate to this young woman. Donate to Anisa. Please scan the QR code to donate. Also, please, we need volunteers. Please volunteer for the campaign. We need donors. We need somebody to knock on doors, to attend events, and to answer some calls. And then tell one person. That's the homework that we have today. We're in the space of education, right? That is the homework that you have. Tell somebody who is not here tonight about Anisa and why we need to keep her on the school board. Thank you so much. Thank you to the volunteers, and thank you for everyone coming.